Ever since I announced that I would stop doing list videos, some of you, I assume, misread that as lost videos, as in lost media videos. That is not the case. I'm still going to do them, and I have a few planned, but you'll see. I really don't count these update videos as traditional list videos, since they're not really in that top X whatever format. They're a mini-series on their own, with different volumes that are exclusive to my channel, so you'll continue to see them. Anyways, enough with the preamble. I can't believe I've done 4 of these already, but let's do this. This is Lost Media Update, Volume 4. Nightmare Ned. If you don't remember this Disney show, I wouldn't blame you. It only aired for 4 months on ABC, and was cancelled after the show creators were facing production issues. Furthermore, the show never aired reruns on Disney Channel or Toon Disney, and no home media was ever released. The show was based on the Windows PC game of the same name, centering on Ned Niedermeyer, a 10-year-old boy who deals with daily troubles by confronting versions of them in his nightmares. It was unique for having a darker theme and imagery, but that clearly didn't help it attract viewers. Where we last left off, only 9.5 of its 12 episodes were available online. The ones that were missing were Monster Ned, The Ants, Girl Trouble, Testing, and The Accordion Lesson. Given the show's obscurity, I was kind of surprised to find that all of the missing episodes were uploaded some time ago by YouTube users Nordob and Slowpoke85. Although there's some varying quality, this case is closed. Conflict from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You guys remember that thing I said in the last Lost Media Update video? That every time I talk about a piece of Lost Media, it ends up being found immediately after? Yep, here we go again. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was a show known for being wholesome and caring, but it wasn't afraid to touch on some darker and more serious issues every now and then.
There are people in the world who are so sick or so angry that they sometimes hurt other people, and they're usually the ones who end up in the news. Remember hearing about John Lennon being shot in New York, and President Reagan and his friends in Washington, and the Pope in Rome, and the young people being murdered in Atlanta and other places? Well, the people who are doing these terrible things are making a lot of other people sad and angry.
One of these darker topics had to do with the subject of war. In 1983, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood released a 5-episode arc titled Conflict. The arc was about King Friday from the neighborhood of Make-Believe nearly going to war with Southwood. Eventually, the two came to terms with each other and made peace. Given the ongoing violence at the time of the episode's release, it was deemed too serious for children, and the episode was removed from airing, and has not been seen since. Another controversy stems from the belief that the episodes were anti-war, since it ended with Mr. Rogers singing a song called Peace and Quiet. So here's where things get ridiculous. When I began working on the Lost Media Update 2 video, the only thing that was available was a 5-minute low-quality recording of the 5th episode in the arc. However, when I was editing the video, 2 episodes were uploaded by a mysterious YouTube channel called Trog Sleep Now. The channel has no other videos, and seems to have only been created to upload these episodes. Then, after I uploaded my video, about 2 weeks later, the other 3 lost episodes were found, and I somehow forgot to mention it in my Lost Media Update 3 video. They were uploaded to My Spleen by a user known as Snowpeck. And that was that. No one was really expecting all 5 episodes to be uploaded in an extremely short span of time, especially since they haven't been seen for decades. There was some speculation that these episodes were released in response to President Trump. 4 days prior, Trump proposed a budget that would increase funds for the military by about $50 billion. However, this would come at the cost of completely eliminating federal funding for public broadcasting. The timing and subject matter seemed too convenient for some, and this wouldn't be the first time the show had to defend public broadcasting funding. I don't have any answers as to why the episodes were released so mysteriously. Regardless, this case is closed. The Leslie Mosley Show. Leslie Mosley was a short-lived character on Sesame Street that hosted The Leslie Mosley Show, which was a parody of a typical talk show. Although it only lasted for 2 seasons on Sesame Street, the show managed to feature interviews with some key characters, such as the Count and Cookie Monster. However, there are 2 interviews that were rumored to exist, one featuring Guy Smiley and the other featuring Kermit the Frog. According to a 2006 post on the Muppet Central forum, the Guy Smiley interview was available for a short time on the Verizon Wireless VCast phones. A user named Sesame Guy also makes mention of the Kermit sketch, and a user known as Xeris details both sketches. He states, "I remember the Leslie Mostly skits. She would take you to the homes of different Muppet characters while at her desk, looking at a huge screen. First, she interviewed Guy Smiley, whose home was a huge stage show, with his furniture behind curtain number 1, his organ music in curtain number 2, and his pet studio audience in curtain number 3. And finally, Leslie interviewed Kermit the Frog. Kermit showed Leslie his awards for doing reports on the Three Little Pigs and Red Riding Hood. Kermit explained that when he was a kid, he wanted to be a rancher at first, and puts on a cowboy hat, then a cook, and puts on a chef's hat, then a knight in shining armor, and puts on a helmet, but then decides to become a news reporter, and puts on his trademark reporter's hat." Although no screenshots or footage of these interviews were given, they seem pretty believable. So where are we today? Unfortunately, the Guy Smiley interview is still missing as far as I'm aware. However, the Kermit sketch was found in Turkish only, and although I don't speak Turkish, the sketch seems to follow Xeris' description pretty well. We have a cowboy's hat, a chef's hat, a helmet, and of course his trademark reporter's hat. So who knows? He's probably right about the Guy Smiley sketch too. But for now, this case is ongoing. The Dora the Explorer pilots. In 2000, Nickelodeon unleashed one of their biggest, longest running shows in history, Dora the Explorer. However, in 1999, 2 unaired pilots were made to sell the show. The first was a simple test pilot featuring Dora and Boots just walking. Boots' design is notably different, and something about it just felt weird. Perhaps because there's actually no audio in this clip, and I'm uncertain if any exists at all. The second pilot was titled Pilot Episode. There was some information about this episode online. It supposedly followed Dora and Boots traveling to a giant cupcake with characters from the actual show appearing, such as Backpack Swiper and the map. Well, fortunately, on August 21st, 2018, Lost Media Wiki member Infinite Gates found a clip of the pilot on the Funline Animation website.
Come on, the beach! The beach! I hope Kiko comes. Kiko!
I'm not sure if there's anything more to the test pilots, as it was just a test. However, the clip of the second pilot is only a minute long, and we have storyboards confirming that there is more to this episode. So this case is ongoing. Toon News. Sometime around 2004, Disney created a series of shorts titled Toon News that would air on Toon Disney in the UK, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. The show starred a robot host named Smokey Silvers, who would pilot the Toon News blimp over Toontown, giving comical reports on Disney's latest films and characters. 26 episodes were produced for the series, however, no episodes were available online. The only footage that was available was a few short clips from show reels from those who worked on the show, as well as from Disney Portugal. In 2017, writer and director Kathy McDonald uploaded the first 3 episodes of Toon News onto her YouTube channel called Kathy McD. She stated that more episodes would be coming soon. As of 2020, a different channel named Kathy McDonald uploaded 3 more episodes, the 4th and 5th episode from Season 1, and the 7th episode from Season 2. According to one of her comments, the show was cancelled because it was simply too expensive to make, and the studio wanted to move on, but they all loved making it. These 3 episodes were uploaded in 2018, but nothing new has come out since then. Kathy has a playlist on her channel that was updated in late 2019, so she's still somewhat active. Here's to more episodes being found soon, but for now the case is ongoing. Handful of Crumbs. Handful of Crumbs is an odd example of lost media. The song first appeared on Sesame Street in the early 1980s, sung by none other than Cookie Monster. It's about how he crumbled a cookie in his hand after holding it too tightly. Eventually, after some lamenting, Cookie Monster realizes that he can just eat the crumbs, and proceeds to do so. What's interesting is that Elmo can be seen in the background of the clip as one of the backup singers, voiced completely differently. This was before his official debut as a main Sesame Street character, instead being portrayed as a generic Muppet. Here's where it becomes an odd case of lost media. The footage is available online, but only from an episode of Barrio Sésamo, the Spanish version of Sesame Street. However, the full song in English is available on 3 Sesame Street compilation albums. So by splicing the Spanish footage with the English song, a makeshift version of the full lost segment can be created. While this might be good enough for some, it wasn't perfect. Some of the audio before the song began was still missing, such as dialogue from Cookie Monster and Elmo.
Gracias. Voy a cantar una triste canción sobre una galleta que conocí una vez. Oh, me cookie, it crumbled. Me broke it last night.
This was actually found by the Muppet Wiki Facebook page, who posted the full English segments while I was actually writing the script for this video. The video's quality is surprisingly well, and we can hear Elmo and Cookie Monster's dialogue before singing the song.
Thank you. They're going to sing very sad song now about Cookie me once knew. Oh, me cookie, it crumbled.
So yeah, this is the full English segment. Not much to talk about with this one. It was kind of lost, and it's now found. Case closed. All That. One of the quintessential 90s shows from Nickelodeon, All That was the comedy sketch series featuring a varying cast of children. The show lasted for 10 seasons, gained a cult following, and was later brought back for an 11th season in 2019. Although popular, the show dealt with a lot of copyright issues, mostly due to the music that was used in some of the earlier episodes. I haven't covered All That since way back in 2015, so here's what we knew at the time. Season 1 hadn't been broadcasted since 2005, and most of it was completely lost. At one point, the pilot was considered to be the most sought-after episode of All That, due to the fact that it hadn't aired on television at all for the past 2 decades. In 2014, the full pilot was uploaded to a private tracker, only to be taken down shortly after. Thankfully, a day later, the pilot was re-uploaded to YouTube by a user known as Greenlit. Although the video has since been deleted, archives currently exist, and the pilot is safe from being lost again. Seasons 2 to 5 re-aired on television from 2011 to 2014, during the 90s or All That, but the episodes are missing the musical performances, certain sketches, and the original outros and credits. Season 6 also aired on television, except for the best of episodes that premiered in 2001. Finally, Seasons 7 to 10 haven't aired since the end's rebranding, but are found for the most part. So where are we at now? Well, several years later in 2018, Lost Media Wiki user Moisty uploaded the full first season onto Mega, with the exception of the episode A Few Good Men. That episode is missing the musical performances, and instead cut straight to an episode of Power Rangers. Other than that, most of the lost episodes are found, but only in their edited versions from iTunes. The only completely lost episodes are the Season 3 episode Music Special, and the Season 6 episodes Bewitched, The Best of John Server, The Best of Lori Beth Denberg, Tunes in the TV, Dates, Goats, and Romance, Music and More Highlights, and Backstage Pass. Honestly, I'm so surprised that Season 1 was found that I felt like including it into this video. Regardless, the case is still open, but we're damn near close. And with that, we are finished with another update video. I plan on starting a new series that will cover new pieces of lost media, since those older videos are so utterly outdated nowadays. Let me know what you think, but for now, love you all, and I'll see you next time.